how to make an easy bodysuit tutorial. And you're going to, with 3 pieces of paper, you need 3 pieces for each side, the front and the back. 3 is optional. If you want to make it long, you can use 3, but you're going to need a rotary cutter, some scissors, also some pins, a pencil, ruler, and leggings, and a fitted t-shirt, and tape also is optional if you need to tape pieces of paper together, which I did. So you're going to take 2 pieces of the paper and you're going to tape them together. If you have big paper, you don't need to do this, but I don't have really big paper, so I had to tape the 2 pieces of paper together to make it long enough. I'm not going to make an ankle length bodysuit. I'm going to make shorts or knee length, but if you need to do all the way to the ankle, then you're going to tape all 3 pieces of paper together, like I'm doing here, which is 2, but you're going to do 3 obviously. And you're going to lay out your tank top, a fitted tank top, and you're going to fold it in half. Then you're also going to take your leggings, take your leggings, and then you're going to lay those out as well. You're going to fold those in half. And then you're going to pin the tank top to the leggings, and you're going to have the folds both on the same side, like the folds of the t-shirt, like the middle of the fold basically. You're going to line those up together, and then you're going to pin them together so it's all one piece and it's not going to come apart. So they're going to be taped together, not taped, Lord. They're going to be pinned together. Then you're just going to position them on your paper in the way that you want them to go. Make sure they're positioned correctly. It doesn't have to be like perfect or anything. You're just going to trace it with your pencil or pen or marker, whatever you choose. I chose a pencil because I make mistakes, so I have an eraser to go back. With a pen, you can't erase your mistakes, so I chose a pencil to trace mine. But I'm just going to make sure it's all on there flat, and then I'm just going to start tracing around the pieces. Now once you get to the top, you don't have to make it a racer back tank top. Like I'm not making mine a racer back, I'm just making it a regular tank top. So you would just make the line straighter and not make it a racer back, if that makes any sense. I know those of you who know how to make patterns know what I'm talking about, but yeah. I'm bringing out my tracing. I'm tracing like out a little more, like leaving like 1/4 of an inch out. I'm tracing bigger than the leggings and the t-shirt is what I'm trying to say. So that I have seam allowance as well, and just so that when I sew it, it's not too tight. So you gotta trace bigger than the actual fabric because obviously it's really tight, so you need some room, so you have to trace bigger. Well, I do anyways. So I'm writing the fold right there because this is the front piece, so you're going to lay this on the fold once you're cutting it out because it's going to be one piece in the front, not 2 pieces. So I wrote fold right there, and I'm just adjusting my neckline because wanted it lower, I think, maybe, I don't know. I don't remember, but I'm adjusting it, which is the joys of doing it with the pencil. You can erase and adjust, so yeah. So then we're going to trace the back, and I'm not gonna turn the fabric, I'm not gonna turn the pieces inside out or anything. I'm just going to trace it as if it's the same, but the only thing that I'm changing in this tracing is the part where the butt goes. Wait, that does not sound right. I'm also changing the neckline because the back is not as low as the front. So it's going to be a tank top, but it's going to be like a high back. And then I'm changing the crotch part because it needs to be pointed out a little bit more so that it can cover the bootay. I'm also going back in and I'm making the back part, the curve of the back, I'm bringing it in a little bit more because if you leave it this way, once you cut your fabric and sew it, it's going to be too big in the back and it won't like fit your back perfectly. So you have to change the curve. I noticed this once I made it a couple times. You have to bring the curve in a little bit so that it goes with the curve of your back and it fits perfectly. So yeah. So then you're just gonna cut it out. Just kidding, you're not gonna cut it out. If you want to make a long pants to the ankle, then you would extend it with a third piece of paper, and you would put your leggings on there, line your leggings up with what you just traced, and then extend the legs down on the third piece of paper, and just make it like leggings basically, just really tapered and longer, so you can have pants instead of the knee length ones that I'm making in this video. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And then I just have both of them here cut out, my front and back pieces, and you're going to cut one of the front piece on the fold and you're going to cut two of the back pieces, so you should have three pieces all together once you're done cutting. So this is going to be my back, the fabric, and it's really stretchy. You should use a stretchy fabric for this, unless you're going to add a zipper or something, then that's totally up to you. You don't have to use a stretchy fabric, but I think it's more comfortable if you use a stretchy fabric. So I'm laying down the back piece and I'm going to cut, since it's folded, I'm going to cut, and it's going to be two pieces once I take it off anyways. And I'm just weighing it down with my tape measure, and I'm pinning in certain points that I think are going to move. You don't have to pin the whole thing. You can pin the whole thing if you want. It's totally optional, but I'm pinning just in certain points. And then I'm just going to cut out with my rotary cutter, and it's a cleaner finish if you cut it with the rotary. Jesus, why can I talk today? Cleaner finish if you cut it out with the rotary cutter. And I'm leaving a little bit of extension where the legs are because I want it longer than what my pattern is. I don't want shorts, I want the knee length bodysuit. So yeah. So once you take it apart, you should have two pieces, and that is what is shown right there. So it's going to be two pieces, and then you're going to, the pieces that I'm going to grab right there are what you're going to sew together. But you'll see that in a second. So now I'm going to cut out the front piece, and I'm going to cut it on the fold, which is the edge of the fabric right there where the writing is, and I'm going to lay it on the fold and then just pin it in certain spots. See the folds right there. I'm just going to pin it in certain spots, and then I'm going to cut that out as well with a rotary cutter because scissors are a little messy sometimes. They don't have a clean finish on the edges. And as you see, I'm still leaving a little bit of an extension on there to match with the back that I left. So once I unfold it, it's going to be one big piece, not big, but one big piece, or just one piece. So that's the front, and then I'm going to lay the back pieces on top of it so you can see how they all look together. So you should have a total of 3 pieces all together. And then you're going to take the 2 back pieces and along the crotch part and then the top part right there that I'm grabbing. The 2 pieces that I'm grabbing, you should sew in between those. Let's move that red piece out of the way so you can see better. So we're gonna sew all the way from now we're gonna sew from there all the way down to there, and I'm gonna use my serger because I serger the bomb. So I'm just gonna serge it and yeah, lay it out. And that's what it looks like once it's sewn together. It looks like the front piece, but just the back, and it just has a seam in the back, and the front does not have a seam. So then you're gonna turn it over, and then you're gonna lay the red one on top of it, and you're gonna do right sides together, and then you're just going to line it up, line up all the edges, the curves, the points, whatever, and then you're going to sew. And for the crotch part, you're going to line up the seam in the middle of the crotch. I wish there was another word for that because I hate the word crotch. But you're going to line up the seam in the crotch and then the point, the V part of the red fabric of the crotch. And you're going to pin it, stick 1 pin in there. Or stick more pins, totally up to you. But I'm only sticking 1 pin because I plan to use my serger. And you can't use pins with a serger. So I'm just going to stick 1 pin right there. And then we're just going to sew down all of the places that need to be connected. We're going to sew down there. We're going to sew down the other side. We're going to sew down the crotch area. I hate that word. Sew that down. And then we're going to sew both of the arms together, the arm seams together. I started sewing a serger and the thread broke and it kept breaking and breaking and breaking, and I was just frustrated at that point. So I ended up sewing on my regular sewing machine, and I just did a zigzag stitch on the fabric because it's a stretch stitch. And I hemmed all of the edges. I did not videotape my doing that because I was so frustrated. I just wanted it to be done. So I hemmed the edges and then that was it. But that's all for this tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
I'm so into you, I can barely breathe. And all I wanna do is to fall in deep. But close ain't close enough.